as far as the nuclear threat, Congressman, idiot there totally got him, right? Like Eddie Murphy at the end of Coming to America, where he's going to taste the soup. Aha! You say that you completely obliterated their nuclear program, huh? And that's also why we had to start this war, was because you hadn't yet, and backed them into saying, well, but they still had ambitions. They still had ambitions after you completely buried Fordo and Natanz and took the Isfahan conversion facility totally offline and set them back clearly. I don't know anyone who would argue that last year, in June of 2025, that America did not set them back 10 years or something, significantly on their nuclear program, presuming they wanted to build it back up to what it was before. And so, yeah, that certainly does put the lie to the absolute. I think it's hard to even call it a lie, Kelley. It's such absurdity. It's like art. Oh, they were 2 weeks away. Donald Trump says with a straight face, which he says a lot of things, but this is literally his excuse, his casus belli for the war, is they were going to have atom bombs, or as he put, I think, an atom bomb in 2 weeks, and then they were going to use it against Israel, and then and the entire rest of the Middle East. They were going to use their one atom bomb against everybody.
Then they were going to put nukes in backpacks and unleash them on American cities.
Yeah, seriously.
According to Vance.
I mean, this is beyond absurd. Makes George W. Bush look like, or I don't know. It's hard to make that hard to finish that comparison well. But look, it's such the height of absurdity, and it just goes to show. Here's the Secretary of Defense, or whatever he calls himself, the leader of the Pentagon, has no legitimate excuse for this thing. And by the way, isn't it funny how it's just completely and entirely a technicality that this war is entirely illegal? The rule of law, whatever that is. The Constitution says only Congress can start a war. Of course, the president, as it says in there, or at least heavily implies in there, can defend the United States if we were attacked. But to start a war, you got to ask the legislature for permission first. And he did not do that. And then they literally passed the War Powers Resolution, and not the weasel kind like they did over Yemen, where they gave him the out where he had the right to veto it. They passed the veto-proof kind, the real kind. And then he just started the war back up anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
What is this?
I mean, most presidents don't care. I mean, that War Powers Act is a kind of a joke. It's a feel-good exercise, but no president has actually recognized the authority of it. They need to just pull the power of the purse.
Yeah, but ignoring its pseudo 60-day time limit, which is, written vaguely and whatever, but doesn't really authorize them to start a war. People read that wrong. Thomas Massey explains that very well. But even regarding the misinterpreted 60-day limit and breaking that, how about Congress, with veto-proof majorities, I guess, or no, I guess not. Oh, I guess they don't need one, right? The kind of resolution is they don't need the president to sign the thing or anything like that. He doesn't have the right to sign or veto it. He just is supposed to obey it. And they passed it. Both houses passed it, ordering him to stop. And to be in defiance of that is a whole other level of criminality. It's insane.